Tough day at the office, especially for our offense. Defensively, we played pretty good at times and made some plays. We didn't make enough third down plays. Uh, you know, third down conversions for them are 7, 14, 50%. We got to keep them down 10 more points, but percentage points. But their quarterback and two running backs and number one really gives you problems. We knew that going into the game. I thought if we kept them, between 400 and 500 yards, we'd have a chance. But I didn't think that they would be able to shut our offense down like that the second half. We didn't make a first down, made 11 yards offense, and you got to give it credit to their defense. They played well. It's one of the better teams we played. I thought we practiced well all week. We came in, we played with a lot of energy, just didn't make any plays on offense. And really didn't make any plays on defense second half. They drove the ball on us, couldn't get them off the field. And, when they do that, that gives you it just takes all the air out of you, not forcing them to, punt the ball to us. But we held them the first drive of the second half. They punted. We had a pretty good punt return back to about the 45-yard line. And when we didn't make a first down then, and even come close to a first down, that really put us in a bind, knocked all the momentum out of us. So had a good week of practice. Again, I knew this was going to be a tough game, but I didn't think we'd play. I thought we were out of that play in the second half like we played on offense, but it looked like the third or fourth ball game of the year offensive for us. Again, they had a lot to do with that. They had the ball 40 minutes. We had it 20 minutes. Not going to beat many people when you don't do that. Questions?
Why do you think, especially running?
Well, I think we had over 50 yards rushing in the first half. Second half, they played man coverage on us, put 5 and 6, 7 in the box. Wasn't going to let us run the ball, forced us to throw it. We didn't make any throws and catches. Gunner didn't have a very good second half. I don't know whether we completed a pass, to be honest with you. And bottom line is when you go man coverage, that means you put another guy up there to stop the run. They did that, and you can't get them out of it and throw some completions, and it's a feeding frenzy. So that was the bottom line. They put them up there, said, you're not going to run it. You're going to beat us with a quarterback and receivers, and we just couldn't make a play.
I don't have the stats in front of me, but the one we saw on the screen, you only threw the pass a few times in the second.
I don't even know. We threw some shots down the field several times. We had to get them off of us. What happens is you might have intermediate routes, but when they're in man coverage, they force you to throw the deeper ball. And they got us in second and long, third and long, and then we couldn't complete a pass. But we didn't get the ball in the middle of the field on the pass the second half. We didn't get the ball to our backs the second half. We ran a couple of screens the first half that worked a little bit, but nothing worked the second half on offense. And we'll go back to the drawing board this week. We've got to do something offensively, whether it's formations, whether it's different things that we can do to give our guys a better chance to run the ball. We run a lot of stuff with the tight end in the game, and that's good. But you got to be able to block, and you got to be able to run the ball north and south. They forced us to run the ball lateral the second half with playing man coverage with 7 in the box and just ran us down. So didn't have a good answer for it. So we got to go back to the drawing board on offense. But I thought defensively, other than 2 or 3 third down conversions they had in the second half, we played pretty well against a team that's got a lot of weapons. And so made some progress there, but just didn't make any progress second half on offense at all. And then the little onside, they didn't onside kick it. We had a couple of decent run backs on kicks, and they were just keeping us from running the ball back, and they kicked a little end over ender, and we couldn't get on it. And it's just unfortunate. Made a good bounce for them, bad bounce for us, and they made a good play out of it. At that point, it was 10 points, and if we could have got back in the game with a long drive, it made a heck of a game out of it, but that pretty much put it away.
You said it was a bad day at the office. Chalk it up to just a bad day. Is their talent that much better as well?
They've got good skill players in the backfield and a wide receiver and a quarterback that can run. If you look at 2 or 3 of the third down conversions, we had him locked in, and he takes the ball down, pulls it down, and runs it. That's a huge advantage, when you have a throwing and a running quarterback. And there's not a lot of difference between him and the other 2 running, throwing quarterbacks that we've seen in this league. Any of those kids could play for anybody in the country, especially this kid with experience. So we tried everything on defense. We tried 3-man fronts, 4-man fronts. We blitzed. We dropped them off. I mean, we ran everything that we could. We had a good game plan on defense just to try to mix it up and give them problems. And he just several times he just got away and made a play with his legs. And that's the benefit of having a quarterback that can move in the pocket and run and make a big play out of a bad play. And I know 3 times the second half he took the ball in his arm, 3 out of 4 on third down conversions and made a first down. And that just when they added the extra dimension in there, that gives everybody problems.
You got 4 left, and where do you go from here?
Yeah, we'll probably play the best team we play all year next week. So play a non-conference game. We've got to make changes. Going into the last 4 games of the year, we got to make changes in what we're doing. Defensively, we feel good about it, because there's not much else we could do. 2 years of talent. Offensively, we got to do something to put pressure more on the secondary. Don't let them gang up on us. Do some more motions. Do some things that sometimes it puts your offensive line in a bind. But offensive line wasn't a problem in terms of pass protection. I think we gave up 1 sack maybe. And so, sometimes we might get a little bit conservative trying to protect the quarterback to get it down the field. And, we got to get away from that now. We got to be more aggressive on offense. We got to take the reins off, let our receivers run routes, get more 4, and we very seldom get 5 people out on a route just to keep the back end to help protect. We can't do that anymore. We're trying to help each other, but we got to be more aggressive with play calling, with formations, things that can give you more big plays. And again, we've done a little bit of it, but we probably hadn't done enough of it, especially against teams that we're getting ready to play, like a team next week who's got a lot of talent. They can run, a lot of big defensive linemen. So we've got to have we got to really come together as an offensive staff and really look at what we're doing in terms of trying to get the ball to our outside receivers who made plays last week, but we didn't make many plays this week.